podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
People, here we are. Let's do this. Let's do this Monday session live. If you guys know what I've done to get this done, basically, it's been one of those days where I wish there was more hours in the day and I wish there was two of me. But there isn't more hours in a day. We all got the same 24 hours. And fortunately, there's only one Ade Oladipo. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all well. And I genuinely mean it. You know, I always say that, but I like if anyone's not doing well, you guys know what to do. Get in touch by email, and who knows, could give you a phone call. It's something I want to start doing. So when I say hopefully all of you doing well, I genuinely mean it. Quite a bit has happened in the last week or so. We're going to get to some of the big stories. Obviously, this week we do have Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley, which is a really, really, really good heavyweight fight. You almost feel like anything could happen in that fight. Like Joseph Parker could win that fight comfortably, or Joseph Parker could get chinned, right? I mean, it's one of those where up until the last second in that fight, anything can happen. So I'm very, very excited about doing it. And then we have Boatsi Zach Parker after that. And then we go into Eubank Ben, and then we go into Benavidez Yard, and then we go into Ben Whittaker, Gavazzi, then we go to Monaco, and then I don't know what else. We are going to get to the questions in a minute. I just need everyone to tell me they can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You guys can. Cool. Fantastic. All right. Should we get into the questions? I'm going to have a bit of green tea first. No alcohol today. We've got an early start tomorrow morning. I have to go to Manchester. All right, let's have a look. What's this one? A bit random. What's this? Sporty Sport says, thanks for bringing these back at a off topic, but I was wondering, this is very off topic, but I was wondering your opinion on the Michelin star West African restaurants in London, Ukoyi, Akoko, what's that? Chisnuri. Have you been? Nope, ain't been to any. I have got my local Nigerian shop 10 minutes from me called Tasty, £7, bit of jollof rice, bit of plantain, some fish. No, I don't think you beat that. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is good. But, and I will go. But for now, I just press my Uber Eats or go for a 5-minute drive and I get my £10 meal. Freddie F18 says, hi, Ade. If you could change the result of any past fight, i.e. McGregor beating Khabib, which fight would you choose? Kell Brook losing to Errol Spence. Pains me. Don't know why, but it pains me. Well, I do know why. I'm a big Kell Brook fan. And I always feel like if Kell Brook didn't fight Golovkin and go up to 160, then had to kill himself to get back down to 147, I think Kell could have done Errol Spence. I really do. It would have been a tough ask, but I think Kell would have gone down as one of the greatest fighters that we've ever produced, and I think he would have been a very, 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 very good, like when it comes to world level 147-pounder. So that's one that I've watched that fight back maybe about 50 times, and I might do a look back on that. Kell's doing so well. And then I see the gas tank empty. And look, the gas tank's emptying because Errol Spence is so on the front foot. But I'm thinking if only Kell had a bit more in the tank, and I do think that weight cut and the broken orbital bone he suffered against Golovkin had a big effect. I'm just saying. Deep Random Thinker says, will we ever get a bigger historic event bigger than May 19th, 2024, when Usyk became undisputed heavyweight championship against Fury? I feel sad that I may never be that excited again in my lifetime. Dude, like, that's the biggest thing I've ever covered in my life. So I'm with you. Like, being ringside for that, like, I always say, I'm so fortunate, I'm so lucky to do what I do, to be ringside for some of the biggest boxing event ever is just sensational. That one, though, I remember just like, oh my God, here we go. It's going to happen. Fury's fighting Usyk. That was just the best I've ever been to. So in answer to your question, I hope so. I guess Fury AJ is massive, but it's not historical. That was undisputed. That was the first undisputed heavyweight fight in what 2.5 decades. So yeah, that was massive. That was massive. Ian Hamilton, Ethan, did you enjoy yesterday? I certainly did. Obviously, he's referring to my team, Liverpool, getting beat at home by Manchester United. It's okay. It's okay. I would do what you're doing. It's fine. It's fine. Where's that block button? Alfie Black says, can you talk to DAZN about their pay-per-view situation? Could they consider offering annual subscribers a discounted pay-per-view rate or perhaps a multi-fight bundle? For example, free fight. Yeah, I agree. Dude, look, I agree. Obviously, I don't know if I can talk to DAZN about it. I don't know if I have that much power or push, but I do think when you have back-to-back pay-per-views coming up, so what have we got? We've got Fabio Wardley, Parker, we've got Ben Eubank, we've got Benavidez Yard. I'm guessing there's a lot of talk about Moses Atalma fighting December 13th, which has already been on that card. That will be pay-per-view. So when you've got that many pay-per-views in a short space of time, I do think fight fans are going to pick and choose. If you could bundle that up and you get a discount if you buy all four or something, I think they need to look at that because it can be expensive. I mean, no, it is expensive. Not can be expensive, is expensive. Big super chat here from Reiji, I think. Have you read up on the corrupt revised Muhammad Ali Act spearheaded by TKO and Dana White? All boxing journalists need that. Sean Zittel energy. Sean confronted Dana at the press conference. USA did 5 mil in the No Kings protest against Trump's America. Much to love. The Ali Act thing, yeah. I don't know. You know what it is? I think the California State Athletic Commission had their own sort of open forum discussion, and I was very intrigued to see how many boxers kind of put forth their complaints or their worries. Zero. Which just baffles me. Obviously, look, it doesn't affect fighters over here. So maybe it hasn't really come over here and the interest is quite small over here. But in America, every fighter should be worried. Every fighter should be worried. The Ali Act was put in to protect fighters. And so any revise or revision of that, you should be concerned as to what that means if you're a fighter. And the fact that no fighter, like when I see these fighters on social media bickering and going back and forth over nonsense, I'm like, put your energy into the important things. Maybe because a lot of these fighters now are millionaires and, you know, they're not really caring about the young fighters coming up. But these fighters that are in a position to talk and have big followings need to talk. They need to speak. But I almost feel like it's so fractured in America where fighters barely talk to each other and help each other that ultimately, because there is a fracture, people can come in and take advantage of it. But look, you're right about Sean Zittel. I will say this, Ariel Helwani talks a lot about it. It would be nice to see Max Kellerman and Chris Mannix and so on and so forth get involved, but I guess people don't really want to. Thanks for the super chat. Thank you, everyone that does the super chats. Absolute Boxing says, yo, man, can't wait for the next live show. We'll be flying back over. Appreciate you giving me your time on the night. We'll always appreciate that. Well, you do so much. That's why. I mean, you do great stuff yourself. I can't wait for the next live show as well. I'm trying to think of when it will be. It probably will be in January. That's the plan anyway. December's so busy. I wanted to do it in December, but there's just too many fights in December. There's now obviously talks of 2 African shows back to back in December. One on the 19th in Nigeria, one on the 20th. I am going to Riyadh as well for Inoue. I think I fly out Christmas Day, which is a bit crazy. That's obviously on the 27th. So we're going to move it to the new year. But it's going to be fantastic. And we're going to go bigger as well. The one we did before, I think there was about 300, maybe 350. I want to go 1,000. Probably not. probably gone too far, but we'll get there. All right, let's get back to the questions. What's this one? Frozone De Niro says, glad us Americans can catch these 1 p.m. here in Phoenix, Arizona, home of the Mexican monster. Have him stopping yard mid rounds, then all the Brits en route to becoming the 175-pound king. Dude, you might be right. Benavidez is scary. Like is very, very scary. I want to see Benavidez Beterbiev. That said, I do think Yard does a lot better than maybe people think. What we haven't seen Benavidez do so far at 175, not saying he can't do it, but so far we haven't seen him destroy people like he was doing at 168. I think people are standing up to the power a bit more. And Yard is a very, very big and strong 175-pounder. So I think he'll be able to absorb a lot more and he'll be able to give a lot more back as well. So I do think Benavidez wins. He should win, but I do think Yard causes him a lot of problems. What's this one? On a serious note, if you can make big free fights over the next 12 months, which division are they in and what are they? Okay, so big. Yeah, okay, so Boots versus Virgil has to happen. Like, there's just too much talk about it. So I'll say Boots Virgil, definitely 154 pounds. I would like to see Moses take on someone in the top 7 or 8 in the next 12 months. I don't know why, but I really want to see him versus Bacoli. I don't know why. Especially a Bacoli that's fit. A Bacoli at 300 pounds, I don't want to see that shit at all. A Bacoli at 270 versus Moses, yeah, give me that. And I think this will happen a lot sooner rather than later. Inoue versus Nakatani. And I'd love to be there in Japan when that happens because it's not as big as AJ Fury, sorry, but it's enormous, isn't it? It's massive. So yeah, those are definitely free. What do you think will be headlining Matchroom's show in Ghana? Well, I know if there is a show in Ghana, I know what's going to headline it, but I can't really say, can I? I can't really say. It's got to be announced by the people above me who get the bigger checks, but I kind of know what it is. And if it is what I think it is, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I just hope that AJ fights on it. There's been a lot of talk about AJ fighting this year. Like Eddie did an IFL TV interview, didn't he? And I think he's kind of gone backwards a little bit on it, but he did say that AJ might just want to have a knock this year, a little tick-over fight. I mean, you look at what's left. The only one AJ could really jump on is Ben Whittaker, November 29th. I think that's too soon. December 20th gives AJ a lot of time to get in shape. Just Sam. I don't know the answer to this question. That's a good question from Derek Zoo. What do you think is next for Daniel Dubois? I ain't got a clue. If I'm honest, I was thinking about this the other day. I mean, there was a lot of talk about Daniel Dubois accepting the IBF's request to fight Frank Sanchez. I mean, that's a risky fight with very little reward. Very little reward. Why would you want to fight Frank Sanchez? Some might say, well, it puts him in a position to become IBF heavyweight champion. He's been that champion already. So I don't know if that's the goal. So I'm not sure. I would like to see him like a random one. This is very random. Andy Ruiz. Why not Andy Ruiz? Something random like that. F.A. Jagba. One of those type of guys. I'd like to see him in with a name because Daniel Dubois is a name now. So there shouldn't be no step back in opponent. I'd like to see him in there with someone. I mean, you look at his last 4 or 5 fights. He's been in there with someone. I do wonder if Parker beats Wardley and he still doesn't get a world title shot, which would be crazy. Parker Dubois, it was supposed to happen. Didn't happen. Do we see that? Hey, would everyone be mad at that? Steve Finnegan says, been a fan for years. Much love from Philadelphia. Thank you. Thank you very, very much, my man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everyone that I see. Like I went to my local self-storage today and I saw a guy there unloading boxes. Like, Ade. I was like, yeah. And we kind of had a little conversation as well. So always means a lot when I see people. So to have someone in Philly say they've been a fan of me for years is crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. So thank you so much. All right, where are we? Oh, this is a good one. This is from Damo. If you could pitch two fighters from any generation to fight each other, what fight would you have? His name's been brought up a lot in the last couple of weeks because of the Hall of Fame nomination or nominee. Gennady Golovkin versus Hagler. Give me that. Give me that. Brick versus brick. No one taking a backward step. Peak versus peak version of each other. Crazy. Thoughts on Kell Brook returning for the charity fight? I don't have many thoughts because it's a charity fight. If this was Kell Brook's returning, I'd have more thoughts. But Kell Brook at 39, I don't know. My fear is that he has this charity fight, gets into some shape, because I have seen him recently. I saw him in Sheffield, and he looked okay. He actually looked physically pretty good. My fear is he has this fight, and then he's like, you know what? There's enough in the tank to have a proper knock, and there isn't enough in the tank. So, I have no fights. I have no thoughts because it's a charity fight, but I'm still looking forward to seeing what he weighs, what he looks like. Kell Brook's one of my favorite British fighters of all time. I love Kell Brook. I love the ring walk. I love the music. I love everything about him. So I'm always going to support him, but I don't really want to see him fight again. Dylan Goodrich, evening at 8. Hope you're well. Love these weekly lives. Couldn't let you guys down. Guys, honestly, that's why I moved it to 9. I've just finished recording with G-Man. We did our weekly pod. It'll be out tomorrow. And I literally just zoomed here to make this happen. But I love doing these as well. I love the interaction. Mohammed Zain says, what are your top 5 footballers of all time? Have a quick sip. It's not alcohol today. Green tea. Top 5 footballers of all time. Ronaldo, R9, Brazilian Ronaldo. The best footballer to walk planet Earth is number 1. Steven Gerrard is number 2. Zinedine Zidane is number 3. Ronaldinho is number 4. Messi is number 5. Messi might be higher actually, but that's my 5. These are footballers that just took you, you know what I mean? Like you were so excited to see them play. Like these robots now just kind of annoy me. It's all system players now. Like, does anyone even do a step over anymore? Does anyone even do a step over or a drag back? People don't even shoot from 25 yards. Football's crap now. A massive Wardley fan and want to support the local lad, but to be charged £25 for a before the bell level undercard is a disgrace from Frank Warren, and I can't justify the greedy cost to watch. Yeah. A lot of people are saying that. A lot of people are not happy it's a pay-per-view. I guess in order to make this fight, and this is the thing that goes on behind the scenes, right, that none of us are privy to. Like, did it have to go on pay-per-view to make it? I don't know. I'm guessing so, right? They wouldn't want to put it on pay-per-view. But it's a shame. I'm seeing that narrative a lot. Tune in, not just to watch Wardy, tune in to watch me. I'm hosting. Thoughts on Liverpool game yesterday? I have no thoughts. So angry, so disappointed. So it's more anger, disappointment. It's always the hope that kills you in sport. And I just hoped that when we signed all these players for fucking $500 million in the summer, that, you know, we would be far and away the best team in the league. And right now, doesn't quite look like it. But it's early. Everyone's already writing us off. It's early. It's very early. Yeah, this is what I was saying a bit earlier. It's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot. And it does need rethinking. And there are smarter people than me. So I'm sure that this needs to be looked at. It does. You know the thing is, what I would have loved, we've got so many Matchroom and Queensbury cards back to back, close to close. Like now that Eddie and Frank are talking, and ultimately it's on the same broadcast as the DAZN, why couldn't there be like a combined card? Like I don't think people would be upset if, say, for example, you got Parker Wardley, and then you got what's next week? Boatsy, Zach Parker. And by the way, Lyndon Arthur's fighting Bradley Ray. Let's say you got that. Do you know what I mean? I don't think people would be that upset. And Ezra Taylor stayed on against Lewis Edmondson. You know, I don't know why we can't have a combined card. Hey, I don't make the decisions. Trails Land Track says, I can't see anything other than a Parker win on Saturday. Respect to Wardley, but I feel there's a level between them. Yeah, no, there is a level between them. One has just entered sort of top 10 status, top 10 recognition. One is recognized as the second or third best heavyweight in the world. But we have seen Parker go down a few times. We have Wardley, I think, hits as hard as anyone that Parker's fought. Like, I'm hearing about Wardley sparring. Wardley cracks people. Like, what he did to Fraser Clark, that dent is still there. Like, he changed his face. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Fix Semi says, what is it with boxing fans and eating up conspiracy so easily? Some seem to believe that Warren had something to do with the TKV postponement. Also, everything Eubank Jr. says becomes gospel. Yeah, look, I mean, Eubank Jr. plays a character. Trust me, guys. As for the Warren sort of having something to do with the postponement, I mean, I know Warren's power reaches to certain places, but I mean, if TKV's injured, he's injured, no? Has TKV spoken about the injury? I haven't seen anything. Does anyone know? Is he confirmed? It was never a good idea anyway to go on the same day. Like, boxing's not that big where you feel like you can go on the same day, put two shows on the same day. What are we doing? So I think it's a good thing that they've decided to move the date. Yeah. And I do think it needs a bit more, that fight. Like, we need to talk about it a bit more. I feel like it's kind of been lost a little bit, Fraser Clark versus Jimmy TKV. That's what I think. Art Stanton, could Slot be slacked? Could Slot be sacked this season? I hope not, but anything can happen. I mean, look, we've got Eintracht Frankfurt on Wednesday. If he loses that, it's 5 in a row. Like, I mean, I know he's got credit in the bank because he won a title, but you can't keep losing. I mean, you're not Pep Guardiola. You haven't got that much credit in the bank. You're not Jurgen Klopp. You can't keep losing. And you especially can't lose after spending so much money. Like, he has spent 420 million pounds and the team's got worse. Like, think about that from a business. Forget football. Just think of it from a business standpoint. Imagine your business was so good, and then you invested in all this new machinery and paid people new salaries and new wages, and the business started to flop. Someone's in trouble. So no. He could certainly get sacked, but I don't think he will. Joe Barrow, evening Ade and peeps. Evening, Joe. Tyler G says, big up Ade. Thank you very much. Hello, it's been away. Says, I appreciate you doing this live, even though you are very busy. I'm very busy. But doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're doing a live. Doesn't matter. Super chat has just come in from Mr. Sam Bailey. Says, yes, Ade, Sam and Lissy here. Just wondering if you're going to be the man to tell G-Man. Oh, God. To shave his head or book a flight to Turkey ASAP. Firstly, it's up to G-Man, what G-Man wants to do, right? You guys are so out of order. It's not easy. Look, for me, it's easy because I can just wear a cap and I just go like that. But I'm trying to think of the first time I realized that this was, did I care? Maybe not, because I am a cap kind of guy. But it must be, I mean, it can't be easy. Can't be easy. And I will not tell G-Man. G-Man's probably watching this. So I'm guessing, Sam, you've probably told him yourself now. I'm going to go down. I bet G-Man is watching this. G-Man, it's not me. It's them. It's them. All right, where are we? What's this? Are you still sponsored by Undisputed? No, that sponsorship is over. It was a 3-month run. It was the first time this channel has been sponsored by anyone or anything. So thank you to them for giving us a go, giving us a chance. We tried. And I'm sure it will come round again. But if anyone's watching this and you fancy sponsoring the show, get in touch. Because I do think we are a great channel to sponsor. We do quite a lot, to be fair. I think it's a good channel. What's this one? Kobe Garland says, do you think Fabio Wardley versus Joseph Parker will end in a knockout, or do you think it will go the distance? I think someone's getting starched. I genuinely believe that someone's getting knocked out in that fight. Nah, that ain't going no distance. Someone's getting knocked out. Someone get knocked out early. Someone get knocked out early. Remember, again, look what Fabio did to Fraser in their fight. Was that the first round or the second round? Can't remember. Early though, wasn't it? Like, something happened. Yeah, something could happen. All right, where are we? Are you hyped about the UFC this weekend? Tom Aspinall defending the heavyweight title. Trump's Ward. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Like, you know what it is? You know what it is, yeah. The heavyweight division in the UFC right now is a bit pants. You guys, it is, isn't it? It is. Let's be honest. I'm more interested in the light heavyweight division because of you know who, Mr. Jama. But nah, I will watch it, but it's not better than, for me, it's not better than Wardley versus Parker. It's not. It's not. You know it ain't. You know it ain't. Steve Finnegan says, my favorite boxer is Joe Fraser, and I actually met him when I was a lad. How do you see a fight with Fraser and Oh, no one has ever mentioned this fight. You know, everyone has these like styles matchups, like this historical fights. No one's ever said Fraser and Holyfield. That's a really, really, really good fight. I'm gonna say Holyfield. One thing we saw with Holyfield when he moved up, especially when he moved up early, he had a lot of the speed on the heavyweights. Holyfield's a top 7 heavyweight of all time. Joe Fraser's a top 10, top 12. So I'm going to say Holyfield. Like Holyfield, we know his chin. His chin was ridiculous. Like the punches he was able to take from Riddick Bowe were just, even early Tyson in their both fights landed a couple of big shots. And he had the speed and he's got the power. Nah, man. Evander Holyfield, yeah, 100% for me, actually. Now I think about it. Do you think boxing does enough for retired fighters in reference to those who do comebacks or bare knuckle fighting? I do think that these fighters should have some sort of pension pot where the promoter, the manager, someone takes 10% from all of their fights and gives it to them when they announce their retirement. Because seeing fighters like Paulie coming back and having a bare knuckle fight, just, I mean, remember watching Paulie versus Miguel Cotto. Like, to see Paulie have a bare knuckle, he is the last person I ever thought would have a bare knuckle. Like, it just blows my mind. And then you see him in the hospital and his face is all cut open and bruised, his eyes all, like, I hate bare knuckle. I hate it. Like, sorry, I don't think it should be a thing. I don't understand how, I don't understand how it's legal. Honestly, I really don't. Really don't. I mean, I know a lot of people that I work with work on it. So it's not, I'm not trying to lose you guys any work, but no, not for me. Not for me. Good question. Very, 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 very good question. How many people do you reckon would follow AJ to Ghana if he fought there? That's a great question, Brandon. And I have never thought of that. The time he goes there, so let's just say it happens, right? December 20th, AJ's fighting in Ghana. Like Christmas in Ghana and Nigeria is massive. Like notoriously, everyone flies in from America, from basically all the like the Nigerians and Ghanaians that live abroad fly back home and they bring their friends with them. So it's very, very busy. I was in Ghana around that time 3 years ago. I did Nigeria last year with some friends. Very, very busy. So people want to go is what I'm getting. They want to go around that time anyway. I don't know, 1,000 maybe? I guess it depends on the opponent. If it's a name, then I think more. But 1,000? I don't even know what venue it will be in. The last Ghanaian event they did was in a place called Bukum Boxing Arena, which is actually quite small. I think that's more like, I'm trying to think of it now, 3,000 to 4,000. But it's allowed 3,000 to 4,000 open air as well. It's kind of crazy. So that's a good question. I have no idea. Manchester? No. So I'm going to Manchester tomorrow for poker. I'm doing a bit of Poker Stars. Poker Stars have lined up with DAZN, so I kind of do a bit of poker for them. Ain't easy. Ain't easy. Tim Sheeran says, "Hi, mate, from Australia." Hi, Tim. Oh, man. All right. Thoughts on the rumored Craig Richards versus Dan Aziz fight? George asks. That's a tough fight to pick. That's almost a case of who's still got the most left. I think Craig, is 36, 37. Dan, I believe, is just a couple of years younger. Dan had that fight recently in Nigeria. I can't remember the last time Craig fought. I like both guys. I think if you were to do like a top 10 British light heavyweight rankings, I think both of them would be around the same spot, 7, 8, 8, 9. I don't know who to choose in that one. Can I fence it? Is that okay? I'm going to fence it in that one, but I like it. I like it a lot. How long will Usyk continue to treat Kabiel like Candyman and Voldemort? He won't even mention his name. Yeah, you know what? It's not for Usyk to mention his name. It's for people that interview Usyk to mention his name. If you're Usyk, you're not going to mention Kabiel because Kabiel is a very risky fight for Usyk, and maybe the risk reward doesn't match up well. Like the reason he fights these Brits is because ultimately Daniel Dubois and Usyk can fill out Wembley Stadium. I don't know if Kabiel versus Usyk in, say, a German national stadium does the same thing. So the money you get for fighting Dubois and other Brits, or even adopted Brits, if you like Parker, is just so much more. The risk fighting Kabiel is so high, the money maybe isn't so high. So the next person that interviews him has got to say, what about Kabiel? He's considered the second best. Does he not deserve a crack? Because he certainly does. I think you should have done Kabiel Parker, but that's a whole nother discussion. The winner of Parker Wardley will probably face, this is from Ryan Flynn, the winner of Parker Wardley will probably face Usyk next, but where will the loser go? Oh, so many places for the loser to go. So many. Let's just say the loser is, let's say it's Wardley, right? I know Lawrence Okoli won't like this. Okoli Wardley. And the reason I say Okoli won't like this is because I'm saying he fights someone that lost. There you go. I mean, there are so many fights to be made in the heavyweight division. So many. If Parker loses, I mean, again, the same thing applies, but it's way more damaging for Parker if he loses than Wardley. If Wardley loses, it's almost a case of, yeah, we kind of expected Wardley to lose, if we're being honest. If Parker loses, yeah, man, that's tough. This one's from Machiavelli PL. It says, how do you rate Vladimir Klitschko? Seems like he's getting more respect now than he did when he was the champ. Sometimes boring but effective. He was that. I actually remember the fight. I'm trying to think who it was against. It was against an American. My brain's gone a bit foggy and cloudy, where he was boring and Emmanuel Stewart put it on him in the corner. Like literally basically said, you're boring. Said you got to go out there and knock the guy out, and he got up and knocked the guy out. So when he wanted to, Kubrat Pulev, for example, when he beat up Pulev, when he wanted to put it on you, Povetkin, David Hay, like he had some good performances in there. A lot of people, I think, maybe are disrespecting his run. I think maybe people look at the Fury and AJ defeats. The Fury fight was so boring. The AJ fight, he could have had AJ out of there if he's a bit more confident. I always thought Vitali was better, but I think Vladimir had the better resume. But I think Vladimir's a top 15 heavyweight of all time. He had like the record. Did he catch Muhammad Ali in terms of title defenses? He had like an incredible record. All right, where are we? I do. I saw this question. Cubby Barnes says, ad. Don't you think an AJ versus Ruiz trilogy would be perfect for AJ now? Ruiz is not a serious threat at this stage, and the trilogy would generate a bit of interest as opposed to AJ. Yeah, I really do. I used to talk about this fight quite a lot. I don't see why it can't happen. Like Ruiz must be desperate to get back in there. Like desperate. Ruiz hasn't fought since Jarrell Miller last year, August where he was gifted a draw. But I think he either broke his hand or fractured it. So I don't know what he's doing. But he would love the idea of somehow getting back in the mix, and an AJ fight gets him back in the mix. But if you're AJ, do you still have not nightmares, but do you still have issues about Ruiz? Like, I mean, remember AJ went down to like 16 and something stone for the rematch, and it wasn't your typical AJ performance. I think Ruiz, even at this stage, could still cause AJ problems. Matt77 says, any update on the next Screen Share Live? Last one looked brilliant. Thank you, Matt. It was brilliant. It was good. Thank you to everyone that came down. The plan is January. And it will be the same venue. Sorry. But the reason it'll be the same venue, but a different room. So that venue had 2 rooms. We were in the smaller one. There's a bigger one, which looks amazing. And now that it worked, I can start really going into my black book and getting some really good guests. I thought the guests we had last time were really good, but we can maybe get a few more than that. Faz says, Ade, what do you think of Crawford versus Janibek at 160 next, and Bakram versus Crawford at 154? They would be great fights. I've got Janibek and Bakram beating Crawford. Nah, stop it. Stop it. Janibek is not beating Crawford. No. Or maybe I'm just saying it because I'm a bit Crawford biased. You know, neither of those, the problem with a sexy fights, are they? If you're Crawford and you just fought Canelo, like Janibek Alam Kanali, Bakram, like these aren't sexy fights. A more winnable and much easier but much sexier fight is Jamal Charlo, who called out Crawford today. I saw the interview that Ring Magazine put up. I feel like Crawford will be more excited by that than Alam Kanali and Bakram. Mr. Lucas said Usyk is going to fight the winner. Okay, you're talking about the winner of Fabio Wardley versus Joseph Parker. If that's the case, Usyk should be ringside for this fight. And if that's the case, Usyk should get in the ring. And if that's the case, I shall be doing the interview and saying, Usyk, are you fighting Parker or Wardley? And let's start the sell. I doubt that's going to happen, but that's what should happen. I personally think that Parker versus Wardley is 50-50 fight. It's almost here. I think it's more 65-35 Parker. What's this? Ade, please can you be the man to tell G-Man to shave his head or go to, oh God. Brad Mahood says, how would Brooke Khan have played out 6 to 7 years earlier than it happened? Same. I've always said I think Brooke beats Khan, and in that fashion. I really do. I've always felt like Brooke's just too big, too strong, great jab, great technical boxer. Obviously, Khan had speed. Khan carried a bit of power, but we saw what happened when Khan got hit in the chin. Like, it's not even like he can't take a punch because he always got up, but we saw the legs always used to kind of do a bit of a dance, and you just know that Brooke would have caught him. You just know Brooke would have caught him. Like, slower fighters have caught Khan. That Danny Garcia is not a speed merchant. I know Danny's got fast hands, but look at what happened when he caught Khan. Maidana was never a speed merchant. Look what happened in their fight as well. So Brooke would have got to him, I think. Lewis Moore says, hey, Ali, hope all is all good with you. Is it right that Hearn has finally agreed a deal for Ghana in December? I actually don't know if that's a done deal and confirmed, but a lot of people have been talking about it for about 2 weeks. Like, a few people reached out to me a couple of weeks ago. I do know, though, there is a fight card in Nigeria because I obviously worked on the last one on the 19th. So, I mean, back-to-back fight cards in Africa is kind of crazy, but and we had none. Now we got back-to-back. I mean, it's like London buses. It's crazy. What's your opinion on Lewis Edmondson pulling out? Gutted. Like, gutted. Because, again, we speak about the light heavyweight division quite a lot because it's such a good division, right? Chucking Ben Whittaker now as well. And I think this is a really good fight, or really would have been a good fight. And I think we've got it as Callum Smith number 1. I think we still have Yard 2, Boatsi 3. And then it's a case of, okay, there's about 7 or 8 guys that I think could almost beat each other. Lyndon Arthur's chucked in there. Ezra Taylor's chucked in there. Edmondson has chucked in there. Zach Parker, I think, needs to be brought into that. Ben Whitaker, Aziz Richards. So this would kind of separated the winner, I think, from that pack. Now they're firmly in that pack. Oh, what's this one? Yanni, I can't say the surname. Any advice for someone struggling to find work for the last 6 to 12 months? I feel like I wasted 2 to 3 years of my career in work that's not meaningful prior to this. That's a difficult question to answer because I don't know what you're doing. I don't know sort of if you have sort of university. I don't know what, do you know what I mean? My thing is always, and I guess my missus will always testify to this. Like my thing is just, I I write a lot of goals down, like loads of goals, and I try and work to them. But I also set realistic targets in working to them, you know. So I don't know if you want to switch careers and try something, but if you are going to switch careers, you can't hope for the best outcome immediately. It takes time. Honestly, it takes time. Like even where I am now, look, again, I'd always say very grateful. It took me years. Like, years to get to this. Years. Like you guys know that if you're following the channel, it took me like 100,000 subscribers. Took me like 9 years. 9 years. So everything is patience. Everything is like you've got to write down what you're trying to achieve as opposed to just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks. But Yanni, send me an email, please, if you can. So the email address is Ade, ADE, at adeoladipo.com. Because this is it's very difficult to answer that question without knowing a bit more. Bring the live show to Bradford, Leeds. Okay, you know what? You know what the plan is with this. Actually, I'm happy you just mentioned that. So the plan is, or at least this is an idea anyway. So it'll be interesting to get you guys' feedback. You know when like Matchroom has a fight in Sheffield on a Saturday, the plan would be to do like a green chair live on the Friday. Do you know what I mean? So like maybe Friday evening, a venue close to where the boxing is that holds 300, 200, and we do. So that is the plan. So I don't know if there's any events or any fights coming up in Leeds. Obviously, every time there was, it was Josh Warrington. But if there's anything like one of those fights in Manchester coming up, then we do a live in That's the plan. Again, it's just a plan for now. We'll see. If it is Chisora Miller, December 13th, how do you think it would go? Gonna try and get tickets? If so, hoping for chaos. Yeah, that's chaos, dude. That is chaos. That fight right there is just carnage written all over it. I would. I think it's going to be Chisora Miller. By the way, I would swing. I'd swing to Chisora. I think early he's going to get hurt bad, but Chisora seems to know how to survive those early rounds. If he does, I would say Chisora nicks it just, but I don't know. Like we've not really seen much of Miller. Miller's pulled out of his last 3 fights for whatever reason. They've not happened. Chisora, he was supposed to fight. Fabio Wardley was supposed to fight. Michael Huntley was supposed to fight. So you never know. Kissed by the Sun says thoughts on Ben Whitaker. I need you to elaborate, man. Like, do I think he's a good fighter? Yes. Do I think he's ready for the top guys? No. Would I have wanted to see a better opponent than Gavazzi or someone I knew? Yes. Do I understand the Gavazzi matchmaking? Yes. But I do think that after this one, we do need to see him in with people we know. So whether or not it's even people like someone that's maybe challenged a former world champ, something like that, we need to see him in. But again, there's too many Brits for it not to be a Brit. Like there's nothing better than a domestic dust-up, is there? Nothing better. So we do need to see Ben in domestic fights, I think. Matt Abercrombie says, "Hey Ade, how are you? I saw you at the Green Chair Live. It was great and good to see you in G Man. Who are you thinking of bringing to the next one as guest? AJ, man, look, that's a dream. That's a pipe dream. I thought I could get him for the first one, and that didn't happen. I'd like to get Eddie. I think Eddie would be good. I'd love to get Eddie and Simon Jordan together on stage. Moses the Town would be fantastic. Adam Azim, Yard. If it's in London, a few of the London-based ones. I think Adelaide's great. Get Adelaide again, Chisora. I mean, there's so many in there. Tony Bellew, maybe. He was supposed to come to this one, just couldn't make it. So there are a few. How do you see Martin Bacoli's career playing out in 2026? I don't know. I don't know, man. I do love me some Bacoli. I like him. He's a nice guy. He's one of the nicest guys in boxing. I'm telling you. I just want him in shape, man. Is it too much to ask? Is it too much to ask a pro athlete to get in shape? That's all I want. If he can get in shape, I'm telling you now, I know he got knocked out by Joseph Parker, but bear in mind, this guy was on a plane 14 hours before that fight. I'm telling you now, if he were in shape, Jared Anderson's shape, he can knock out everyone. Everyone, not named Usyk. Did you see Timothy Bradley's comment about Ben Whittaker? He said he ain't a top fighter and he ain't impressed by him. He's not a top fighter yet. I don't think is anyone saying Ben's a top fighter? I think we're saying he's a prospect. How many fights has Ben had? 11, 12? Like, he's not that yet. I think maybe because of the video, that Show Me the Money video, I mean, people are maybe assuming he's, like here when he really is there. He's a good fighter. That's all we're saying. I think he's a very good prospect. And I think that he could beat some top guys soon. But they need to match him correctly. That's all it is. Ishmael Kamara Azoka, that's a lovely name, says, if you could decide which weight class had a tournament, which would it be and how would you set it up? It's got to be, without a doubt, 154 pounds. Like, without a doubt. Should we go for the 8? All right, 8 at 160. Xander's Ice is in. Virgil Ortiz is in. Bakram is in. Madrimov is in. Boots is in. Fedora is in. Brandon Adams, who beat Boychuk, is in. One more. Who have I missed? Jamel Charlo is in. Look at that. That's your quarterfinal. That's it. 8. And the 4 semifinalists of those 8 would be Boots, Virgil, Bakram, and Fedora. The semifinals would be... So I'm going to play Fedora versus Bakram and Virgil versus Boots. Virgil will fight Bakram. Bakram wins. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. Daniel Dubois versus... I like that. I might do a video on that. That was quite fun. Daniel Dubois versus Moses Itauma. Don't know. Right now? I mean, don't sleep on Dubois, Do not sleep on Dubois. Dubois has done things that I don't know if Moses would have done those things. Dubois stopped Hergovich. Dubois stopped Jarrell Miller. Dubois slept AJ. Like, let's not disrespect him. Do I have any confidence in the upcoming Liverpool-Frankfurt match? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We've lost 4 in a row. The only thing I know that we should do is drop Mo Salah. Needs to be benched. Needs to be benched, people. I know it's hard. Needs to be benched. Adam Atwater says, have you seen anything about the new film Giant about Naz? Brendan Ingle went to the first screening at the BFI on Saturday. So good. Dom Ingle was there as well. Pierce Brosnan as Brendan. I've seen the trailer. I know the guy that made the film. So I am going to do some collaborations with him on my Instagram and YouTube just to kind of promote the film and push it a bit more. I need to watch the whole thing. I need to know the direction of the story. Was it about the upbringing and sort of the racist issues that I guess Naz would have had? Was it about his performance in the ring? Was it about the relationship with Ingle? I need to know, but the trailer looked pretty good, didn't it? It looked pretty good. Boxing videos, boxing films are so hit and miss. Some are incredible, and some are just like, especially when you get someone in there that doesn't look like they can fight and it just looks all staged and crap. I hope this isn't that. Hi, Ade. Any advice on staying consistent with gym training whilst on a busy schedule and being physically tired? Thanks so much for the. You know what? I am very strict on myself when it comes to the gym. Don't know why actually. Sometimes I always think, why am I so strict? But I will. It's the first thing I do in the morning. So I get up and I'm in the gym. Like, and I'm. It's not even a thing where I'm forcing myself. I love it. Like if I don't go to the gym, I feel like, ooh, I love going to the gym for 2 hours. Yes, 2 hours. I do like I do like an hour, 15 minutes of weights, and then I'll probably do like 30 minutes of cardio and some stretching. I love it. And then when I come back, I do a video and I say, morning peeps. That's so most times when I do that video, I've just come back from the gym. And then I upload the video, have a shower, and get ready to go talk sport or DAZN. That's my routine. I feel like I need a routine. If I don't have a routine, I feel like I start to kind of like my brain starts to get all fuzzy. I need that routine. So you need to make gym not feel like it's a chore and just enjoy it. Like don't go there with any like crazy targets of I need to bench this or squat this or run that. Just go there and have some fun. Let's go there, have some fun. Um, set some targets, but don't kill yourself. Like I'm 44. I'm not trying to break any fucking records. I'm just trying to stay in relatively good shape. But I also do it a lot for my mental health. I like putting on the headphones and just zoning out. So yeah, that wasn't maybe great advice. Oh, on the gym, we are starting the weight cut. I'll tell you when actually. We are starting the weight cut the day after Boatsi Parker. So I believe that is the 2nd of November. We are doing, drum roll, road to 168 pounds. Boy, ain't going to be easy. Honestly, it's going to be tough. The reason I'm doing it then is because I'm not traveling. So I thought I was going to do Benavides Yard, but DAZN are using an American team, which I think's wrong. But that means I don't travel again properly anyway until December 6th, Monaco, but that's not really big travel. I don't travel properly until Christmas. So we've got like 8 weeks here. So we're going to do road to 168. Right now, I weigh about, I don't know how much I weigh, 210. And we're going to cut all that weight in like 7 weeks. And I'm going to film it all in the gym when I'm doing fucking Pilates, eating. Everything's going to be filmed. You're going to love it. Great content. Great content. All right, where are we? All right, guys, we've got 5 minutes left. I wanted to do a longer one, but I'm shattered. 2 secs. 2 secs. Bloody hell, there's so many questions. I'm just trying to find ones that what's this one? What cities would you like to host boxing events? I'd like to see San Siro, etc. See boxing. Oh, Italy. It's not really a thing, is it? Like boxing in it's weird how certain countries just not a thing. Boxing, like boxing in Italy is just. I mean, it's happened. Matchroom have been to Italy a couple of times, but it's just not really a thing. A bit like the Netherlands. Like it's weird how the Netherlands is all kickboxing, just not boxing. So I'd like to go to those countries where it's not as big a thing. I know you said cities, sorry, but I'd like to go to places like that where it's just not big a thing. But obviously, you guys know the dream. The dream is Africa. I want to see big boxing events in Africa all the time, once a month at least. They don't have to be big, just something. Just finished watching your interview with Bilal Fawaz. What a man. Yeah, what a man indeed. I spoke to Turkey about him. I messaged Turkey and I said, give this Bilal guy a chance. I'm not joking. That's what I did. I'm not even lying to you. And Turkey was like, send me his fight. Let me see him. And Bilal went crazy. And I hope Turkey puts him on one of the Riyadh season cards just to change his life, just to give him, help him. Who knows, right? Just help him. It'd be so nice. Base the Kid, hardcore casual. Super chat. Means a lot. Means a lot from you, Base. It does. One of the most knowledgeable people in boxing. Jesus Christ. So knowledgeable. 2 secs. Put Moses Italma in the cage with Tom Aspinall. Why would you do that? Why don't you try the opposite? Put Tom Aspinall in the ring with Moses Italma. 1 round job. 1 round demolition. 1 round demolition. Any news on the next live show? Could it be up north? The next one will most likely be in London again. But there are plans. I'm surprised by the fact that everyone wants it. I have to be honest with you. Like, I was gonna just one and done, but the fact that everyone's like continually asking, like all you guys asking, better get tickets when tickets come out. Hope. Okay, what's this one? From Sam A, do you have any personal aspirations, goals, or ambitions in this industry? A role or job you'd like to take on, or don't you like, or don't you like to cover? I don't understand the last bit. Maybe I've read that wrong because I'm pretty tired. Okay, but I do the first bit. Yeah, dude, I've got. Where do we start? I have got so many goals. The biggest one, like by far, is to host 2026 World Cup. And you know what it is? I remember 2022 World Cup? Yeah. Just sitting down watching it. And this is when I was starting to become someone. And I was thinking, why am I not there? Why am I not there? And then obviously I did the Club World Cup a few months ago. And I thought I did okay. I thought I did pretty well. So yeah, the dream is the World Cup. It just has to happen. Like by hook or crook, I will be in America presenting for someone with a mic in my hand, and you'll be like, fucking he did it. He did it because he said he was going to do it. So yeah, World Cup. And obviously look, Green Chair Productions. I don't know where that goes, but I've started it. So it's going to go somewhere. So yeah, that's more for the YouTube, but for this industry, World Cup. It's got to be World Cup. Has to be. Just has to be. 2 secs. What if Wardley knocks out Parker? Where does Parker go from there? Well, we've seen Parker get stopped before. Obviously, Joe Joyce stopped him and he went on a run and he got into this position. So he's the kind of guy that I don't think setbacks matter to him because he's had a few defeats, few high-profile big defeats. The Joe Joyce one was high-profile. Dylan White one was high-profile, although he was close to beating White. AJ one was high-profile. He always seems to be able to come back, reinvent himself, new trainer, new size, new style. So he'll find a way. He's okay. Is this about AJ and Ghana? Is there direct flights from the UK? Of course there is. It's only like 5.5 hours. Honestly, guys, for those of you that have never been to Ghana, and I'm guessing there's quite a few people on this chat, Ghana's incredible. I'm telling you now, Ghana's incredible. You'll love it. The people are incredible. Energy is incredible. It's such a wonderful place. The weather's great. The food's great. It's obviously a bit cheaper. Like if AJ were to fight in Ghana and you were to go, you will not be disappointed. Trust me. Trust me. Nigeria, on the other hand, can be a bit crazy, a bit busy, a bit hectic. Ghana's a bit more laid back, a bit more slow paced. I think it's better. All right, guys, last one. Where are we? Let's find a good one. They're all good. They're all very good, actually. I'll just quickly read this one. Ade, who would you put Vidal Riley in with next after the Chev fight? I've gone a bit high with Vidal. I was like, put Vidal in with Chris Billam-Smith because I would. I think timing is everything. You know, there was the guy that beat Chef Clark in Monaco, Mascara, I think his name is. Let me see if I can find his name. He was very good. I thought he was very good. Yeah, Leonardo Mascara. Like, I mean, it's risky, very risky, but that dude there can fight. And that was for the European title. So if Vidal wants to go the traditional route, European champion right there. All right. All right, last one, guys. And girls. What do you make of the back and forth between Eddie and Dana White? Strange. Because I know Eddie like really, really, really used to look up to Dana White in the UFC. He's modeled a lot of what Matchroom do, at least on social media, based off what the UFC do. But if Dana White is saying he's coming into boxing and he's taking over boxing, I mean, Eddie's maybe the biggest promoter in boxing right now. Eddie should be like, okay, let's dance, let's fight, let's see what you got. They're both really good. Both of them speak so well. And look, who knows? These guys in this industry, they could be on the phone with each other trying to sell something. They could be best friends and let's stir up before we try and sell a big fight. So who knows? But I like it. I like it. I like it. And I don't mind it. All right. Guys, girls, peace and love.